Go.
What's
So
the
did
topic?
there's no topic, it's just a lobby. Did either of you see Lone Survivor with Mark Wahlberg?
I have not seen it yet.
No, not much for movies. Sorry.
Oh,
It looks like a decent movie, though.
it's it's decent. That's about it. Either of you like war movies like that, or
Uh,
like Saving
Yes.
Private Ryan? There's no topic, it's just a lobby. Did either of you see Lone Survivor? Mark Wahlberg.
Did I lose you guys?
I was gonna say I think I liked Marky Mark and The Big Hit better, but I hadn't seen Lone Survivor yet.
The big hit.
This is like Marky Mark, the wannabe singer guy. That same guy.
Yeah, Mark
Dancing.
Wahlberg. He's
Yeah.
mostly an actor.
Oh, well, whatever. Yeah, that shows you how much I pay attention to that sort of thing.
Yeah,
Sorry.
you got to brush up on your movies.
I guess so.
They're good for you.
Probably wouldn't hurt to go see. It's just kind of a pain in the rear end to go to the theater, you know.
Was he in Shooter, or was that somebody else?
Yeah, he's in Shooter. The big hit, I remember that. Wasn't that the one where he's got like a couple of partners, like three
Yeah.
partners?
Like
Um,
they're all hitmen or whatever, and it's kind of a dark comedy.
yeah,
And yeah, I did like Four Brothers with Marky Mark though. I thought that was a good movie. I don't know if it's because it was Detroit or what, but I thought that was a pretty good drama slash action flick with Andre 3000.
yeah, that was alright. I only seen it once, so I don't remember a lot from it.
I
So
got
it
to
looks
see
like
the
we.
snow that I had forgotten all about.
I was gonna say it looks like we had a not to change the subject too terribly bad, but another school shooting today. I'm sure you guys have heard about that.
Was that up in Washington?
Yeah, up around Marysville.
I didn't see any real facts, just kind of like banners. I hadn't seen what the gist of it was.
But I read a quick little article that said he opened fire on his friends.
I yeah, there was a bunch of you know how it is, a bunch of
Yeah.
misinformation and whatnot. Some people were saying there was a fight. They thought it was related to that. Turns out this guy he's been called a freshman homecoming king, I guess.
Yeah, he's a football player.
Right.
Or maybe he's just a cowboy. Who knows at this point, right?
Yeah, could be, right? But he killed one and then himself injured some more. Pretty sad state of affairs, you know.
Yeah, if he had something to say, it would have been better, of course, if he just would have been able to say it.
Well, yeah, or take it out to the parking lot like you used to be able to do. But you can't even do that. You know, kids don't have any outlet or any way to deal with these kinds of things the way they want to deal with them. You got two kids, they want to fight, let them fight, right? Don't
Yeah,
shoot each other.
they give you a fine nowadays, so whatever. I don't think that stops too many kids from fighting.
No.
Probably not.
And that's the thing, you don't know there's not enough facts out or on the background of the situation yet. Was it like Columbine where the kid was made fun of, or these days did somebody post something on social media about the guy or something? And, was he
Is he
actually
is he
cuckoo?
ISIS? And
Right,
does he have Ebola?
right.
I
Or
don't
is he
know.
just nuts, or did he just make a poor choice, and thought that that was the answer?
I reserve my opinions on the subject till you know.
Till
Yeah,
I
the
don't know
actual
nothing
facts
about it.
come
I
out.
don't know nothing about it
there
yet.
really isn't a whole lot, as far as news stories out there. They're all pretty much the same.
Yeah, I don't watch the news like you don't watch the movies. So,
Right.
oh, I did watch the news when I came home, but I think it just went in one ear out the other.
Yeah, on a Friday after a long week, no doubt.
Yeah. One thing I saw was they say his girlfriend dumped him or some chick wouldn't date him. And this guy's like a fucking, yeah, like you said, like a homecoming dude. It wasn't like he was
Oh,
bullied his whole life or whatever. That doesn't matter. He's a moron.
Yeah, that's
He killed
not.
himself, so that's good, right?
they
Yeah.
call it a crime scene earlier, so at least that's something.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. It seems so stupid, like you said, because there's more chicks out there. I mean, hello, world's full of them.
Maybe in Hawaii. Maybe not so much there.
Well, just so you know, it's more like a 5-2 men to women out here, so it's kind of tough.
Ah,
We got to
And I don't.
import some women.
Well, that's what the tourists are for. I mean, yeah. And
Uh,
out of those two that live here, you're hoping that they don't either a have a boyfriend, girlfriend,
Or Ebola.
wife, or I mean husband, and then on top of all that, well then there actually has to be interest. So it definitely it's challenging. But shit, dating's challenging just about anywhere you go these days anyway. It's just part of the whole thing.
well, the kid obviously had other emotional problems to drive him to do such a thing. I don't know.
Yeah, because that's not a rational decision.
No. So what else have you guys been up to?
A whole lot of nothing.
yeah, I was gonna go see John Wick tonight. Decided to wait.
It looks pretty
That
cool.
video you posted earlier was pretty sweet.
Yeah, that was probably the stupidest one. There's a whole bunch of them on YouTube. I don't want to watch too much of it, but some of it looks good.
Yeah, I hate it when like you watch the trailer or whatever, and it gives you either all the best snippets and scenes, like, or sometimes even worse when they'll put something in the trailer that doesn't make the final film, and you're like, well, wait, where was that scene?
Yeah, that or just they'll have one trailer that makes it look one way, and then another trailer that makes it look completely different.
But as far as an ass-kicking action movie, I mean, that's what it comes across to me as.
It looked like in that scene when he was shooting everybody, it looked like he was like the bullets were just punching them because they would just jerk back and still stand up, and I don't know, it was just weird. It gave me like Kill Bill kind of vibe.
So I saw a trailer on the tube for a movie that's set in World War II. Maybe like Brad Pitt or something.
Yeah, Fury.
Is
I
that what it
haven't
is?
seen it. I haven't seen it yet. Maybe I'll
I
give it a
think
quick.
If I was going to go to the movie, it would be a movie like that, I think. But
what
Yeah.
a good guy. and somebody else saw it too. They were kind of talking about it a little bit without giving it any way spoilers. I think it was last night, and they were or yesterday or whatever. But they were saying it was pretty good,
Hmm.
even if it does have Brad Pitt in it. But you
Yeah,
know
right.
what? Since he's come out recently about how he's been a gun owner for such a long period of time, I'm probably going to start giving him my 850, 1050 at a clip these days.
I'll have to see if I can talk the old lady into going to the movies. Maybe Saturday night.
You should be able to talk your wife into going to a Brad Pitt movie. That shouldn't be too hard.
Yeah.
You're probably right about that.
And I suppose there's not going to be any guest appearance by Angelina Jolie in it.
Nope. She shoots too. Supposedly.
Man, who got who the personal range or whatever? One bought the other like some type of range setup at their house or whatever.
Oh, here's your
She bought
present.
him that. Yeah. I think she bought him the range.
Oh wow, that's pretty cool.
That's happily married. That's what that's called.
I would have already had one built. I don't know. I would have already had one. Maybe she just made it bigger.
Well, when you're dealing with that kind of coin, you
Widened
can
the
make it as
aisles.
sweet as you need. Yeah.
Yeah, there was a story out of Seattle area here a few days ago, several days ago, I guess now. Some drug dealer dude hand dug a range under his house.
Oh yeah.
Get the low budget version.
I've heard of
Yeah,
them
I've
doing
seen
it like
people do
underneath
that.
their driveway. I mean, I've never witnessed it here because you can't really dig down deep enough to make that happen. But
I've seen people build the tubes, the tube ranges in their basement.
Hmm.
You ever see those?
like you
Freaking guy.
fire into it like ballistic style, or do you
Yeah.
mean?
I've seen
No,
there's a
it's
video
like
on YouTube about a range in
with a
England that's
target.
all underground like that,
Yeah.
like big concrete culvert pipes.
Yeah.
I
Has some
suppose
pretty.
if you have the means, that'd be all right.
No,
Yeah,
they're
really.
just shooting through a tube the whole time.
Yeah, scenery never changes, right?
Yeah.
Long dark tunnel with a target at the end.
I mean, I know some of them probably have a practical reason for it, like they got chronographs and they're just testing their loads or whatever they're testing out. Or I'm sure
If
they
it's
got
big,
reasons. Most of
if
them.
it's big enough to do the Captain Kirk roll, it's pretty tactical.
They could climb into the tube and start shooting. That'd be different. You never know when you have to tactically defend yourself in a sewer.
Exactly.
I've trained for this my whole life. Oh, so that's why you smell like shit all the time.
I've
Using
seen
it for cover.
outdoor ranges with the big tubes that have like the muffle, like they're big mufflers, because they have that foam, the egg crate foam on the
So
inside
it
of
just
it.
eats up all the sound.
Yeah, I
There's
don't know
a,
if it does
you know,
all of it,
there's
but
a
it muffles it pretty good.
one of the guys that's on here, KMA Beaver. He was telling me about a range he goes to south of town, I guess, and they put in a couple of shipping containers, like end to end, and then insulated them, and that's kind of their indoor range, short range. It's like 50 feet or something.
Wouldn't the bullet be able to go through the container wall though?
Well, I would imagine both ends are open, right? And there's a berm at the other end, but you think about it, it's a pretty cheap way to build. What is it for a beat up container? You get them for $1,500 or less.
Yeah, they're pretty thick. I don't know how well they'd stand up to bullets, but if you ever been to an indoor range that's pretty old, there's like holes all over the walls and ceiling.
Yeah, we have an indoor range at the rifle club I'm a member of, and it's done pretty well. They'll allow you to shoot anything up to 44 Magnum in there. They do a lot of 22 long rifle stuff, small caliber, small bore rifle they call it. Um, it's a pretty nice setup, and it's got big steel sheets laid down at like a 45-degree angle behind a curtain, and you set your targets in front of that curtain and then shoot into it. It's pretty slick. All the lead slides down to the bottom. You collect it and take it away from there.
The
Yeah, that
only
sounds
indoor the only indoor range I'd ever been to was one in Texas near Austin, oddly enough, and it had the cement walls going down the sides, and you could do it had like a pistol side and then a rifle side for the most part, and I don't think you could go up to like 30-06. I know you definitely couldn't shoot 54R inside,
Mm-hmm.
but
You can shoot that in my range. They let you shoot up to 54.
Well, I couldn't even
It's
imagine.
only 25-yard indoor range too.
this one it was easy. Almost it was probably 75 yard, almost 100 probably at the back wall. Do you know what
Indoor?
Yeah.
Wow.
I've seen 100-yard range in New York, so I don't know. I saw earlier this week someone advertising the first 100-yard indoor range ever, but I know there's one in New York that's been there for quite a while. So I don't know what the hell they're talking about. I have no idea.
Yeah, out here we don't have any. I don't know of any indoor ranges on island. Again, unless somebody has made one, personally, and it's at their house or property or whatever.
Yeah, there's probably a lot of private ranges in Hawaii.
Well, I know that in one or two spots on somebody's property, they don't talk about it very much at the public range, but somebody knows somebody knows somebody, and they think they got on the far side of the island where it's not overly populated. I think they have I think they have 1,000, and that's where they're always shooting their 50s for the most part. But again, I can neither confirm nor deny that rumor. But I hear about it every once in a while, and I always want, well, who do I got to talk to? And it's just not that kind of thing. It's like they got to end up talking to you.
Yeah, well, I know there's people out in Hawaii that own a lot of land, like enough to definitely shoot the 1,000 yards.
And I think that would be sweet, I mean, granted, I don't have anything powerful enough to have to shoot that far or anything like that, but
You can try.
yeah, and I would definitely sling some lead down range if I had the opportunity.
Yeah.
Was in a local little department store this afternoon on the way home from work. They had a side-by-side Stoeger coach gun for under $400. Thought that was pretty cool.
That seems like a decent price.
Yeah, I checked it out. It was pretty decent wall thickness on the barrels. Take up to a 3-inch shell. I mean, it's pretty much all business.
Yeah, my dad wants to sell me a Beretta just like that.
Side by side?
Yeah.
Wow.
He hasn't sent me a picture of it yet, though.
They had one of those Axis rifles too. It's 308 with a scope, and it was under 400.
That's a Savage, right, with the AccuTrigger?
Yeah. I mean, that's a smoking deal. So.
He's trying to sell me this Browning high power.
Where's Bob?
Yeah, I know, right?
I know. I don't really want it.
No, what is it about it that you don't really? Is it the price, or you just don't really need another 9mm like that, or?
Nah, he would give me that for 600. He said.
It looked in pretty decent shape for 600.
But he bought all those guns so he can get that Python.
Oh, now If you help him achieve getting the python, are you going to be able to shoot it at some point?
Oh, the python will be mine. We'll keep it and then hand it down.
Oh, okay,
Where
yeah.
else?
I misunderstood. I thought he was
Oh,
getting the
God.
python. If you're getting the python, yeah, I wouldn't mess around until I had it in my possession.
Are you gonna
Maybe.
Duracoat it?
Yeah, I'm gonna Duracoat it red.
How was the bluing on it? Could you
Hot
tell?
pink. I don't know. From this picture, it looks pretty decent.
If you knew a good bluing person, would you consider getting like a full almost reconditioning of it?
I don't
Just
think it
so
needs it.
it's well, then that's even better.
Yeah, it looks like it's in pretty good shape.
May I ask what they were asking for it?
He hasn't told me. I just know he had to buy this Walther 32, this 22. It's a Colt with 2 cylinders, 122 LR and 122 mag, and 4 rifles. I forget what rifles.
So he's got to find all these guns and then what? Trade for the python?
No, he had to buy all of these as a package to get the python.
Oh.
Oh,
I
Well,
see.
there
that
you
gets a
go.
whole lot.
Was this private sale?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
So
Most of it, half of it.
he had to come up with $6 or $7 or something, probably, huh?
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't think it's that much.
He just sold
What does a
one
python go for anyway?
That python would probably be like $1,400.
Yeah, I've seen him for about that much.
Yeah.
Because the stainless, if it was stainless and it was a mint, then you're looking at like $2,500, 26 or something. I've seen them high, but like the blued ones go for a little bit cheaper, I think. And then the Walther Pete, the third, if it depends what year that Walther's from. But it's a 32, so if it's got like the German army markings on it and shit, gee whiz, that could be,
Yeah.
sky's the limit.
I'll get better pictures when I go up there around Christmas.
Just tell them you're a FUD for that. Just a real FUD.
Well,
You
and
want
plus you
a
want
revolver and a Walther?
to have it in your hand and check the timing and everything. I'm sure, right?
For what?
On that
You want
python.
to check
I
its
don't
rhythm.
want the python.
But you still want to check it out for him. I'm sure. I mean, I don't. Colt would still. I wonder if Colt would still work on the thing if something broke, or you have to find a gunsmith that specializes in that stuff.
Yeah, that would be a gun that you definitely want to find somebody who had a good reputation.
I don't know. I
Oh.
think they'd work on it.
I think they would
That
too.
would be nice. That would definitely be nice. Because then you
It's
got,
been a
You might have to pay
Colt.
them.
well,
This
yeah.
has been a while. You know what I mean? Like they haven't made them in God, a long time, I guess.
But they got some old Smiths there probably still. I don't know.
Yeah, when I had the HKP7, I called HK here in Georgia. They're headquartered here, and I asked them like about it, and they're like, "Well, we make parts, so like think 10 years or something after something's been discontinued or something."
So if it's been longer than that, you're kind of shit out of luck.
Well, then you're looking at they have probably old parts sitting around, but they're continuing to make parts for things that are discontinued for a certain amount of years. So,
Was that P7? Is that squeeze cocker?
Yeah.
Squeeze cock.
Yeah, I said it.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome. I didn't realize that new Walther, like CCP or whatever they're calling it,
Yeah.
it's basically a fucking P7 without the squeeze cocker. I mean, it's got
but
the
I'm
fixed
thinking
barrel.
it's polymer, so I'm thinking it doesn't get as hot, right?
Is it? Okay, so it's polymer, but it must have a fucking steel core because you see how it works. It's just like the P7. It's got a little piston
Yeah.
that hangs off the slide, and that piston's like on a hinge, goes in the hole beneath the barrel. The barrel's got a gas hole for the port, just like that. It looks exactly the same. And man, that gun got hot as hell. That was one of the reasons why the Romance didn't last long.
But I haven't seen a CCP video or anything like that yet.
No, I mean,
Well, is
But damn,
everybody upset about? Doesn't it have the CCP? Doesn't it have a safety, external safety?
I
Yes,
think it might.
that's what ruins it. That's what ruined it from the beginning for me.
Yeah, that is stupid. Did you see Girk's Instagram or whatever?
Yeah,
He took the safety off, and then
Girk Instagrams?
I think so.
he
Well,
Instagram.
wasn't he doing some stippling or
It's
something
not
today?
Twitter. Well, no, he stippled it too, but he took this thumb safety out of his M&P shield, and then he filled it with like plastic, and he made it so you can't even tell, and then he stippled the whole gun, so you really can't tell. That's,
Yeah, he did
Pretty
good job.
ingenious, really.
Huh?
Think about it. It's pretty ingenious. Little ABS plastic or something in there, melt it in, and then stipple over it.
Yeah.
Beats
Shit.
buying a new gun.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, that's not. I would have fucking got rid of it and got the same thing without the safety.
Kind of ruins it for a carry gun, though, doesn't it? I mean, legally.
I don't know. I don't think so. I think it's all.
Well, wouldn't it be one of those
So
things
you
that they
were
can
out
latch on?
hunting humans, and you took your safety off, and then you tried to cover up the fact that you took off your safety by hiding it.
Yeah, exactly.
Illegal.
Let alone the fact that you can buy one without it, they'd still give you a hard time, I'm sure.
He's kind of like a rebel to America.
Was it the Shield in 9 or the Shield in 40?
He probably has 40 because he's that kind of guy. No, I'm just kidding.
I think it's 9.
I'm going to try some of those 147s that I've got in this picture here out of my shield here the next time I can get down to the range. That would be kind of interesting. See what kind of recoil they've got.
Let me see. Oh, what's this? You made those?
Yeah, I made them last night.
What kind of projectile is it?
It's a Spear 147. They call it Total Metal Jacket.
Oh, yeah, I've shot
You
that. And
put
then
just a random number of shotgun grains in there.
Yeah, absolutely.
Shotgun grains.
Yeah, I just use a dipper of different sizes, and I make sure
Well,
to
that's
shake
the
it.
unique
and
powder
tap
measure.
it
Overall
all the
length, who
same
worries
way.
about
Be
that?
surprised when you shoot it every time.
I think I shot
recoil impulse.
Spear Gold. What's that? Spear Lawman, TCP or something they call it.
Yeah.
Total copper or something. Projectile.
Yeah, I don't. Are those all pure copper? Do you know?
No, they're just like I think I read about it. It's just copper all the way around lead, I guess. I guess it's like Total Jacket or something. I'll look it up now. It's ridiculous.
The
It's
back
just,
of the bullet says
Somebody paid $20 for this box of
It has,
100 and gave them to me. So I figured I asked one of the guys on here last night, and he said,
Total
"Oh,
Copper Jacket or some shit. I don't know.
He said that's all he ever shoots is 147 grain. So I looked, and 3 had a load for it. So took the two different loads at the bottom end. I figure I'll give them a try.
So you just swept up.
You usually go with manual load.
What's that?
You typically go with manual load.
Or loads from the manual? Yeah, I don't guess.
Taking the fun out of it, dude.
I know.
And you check several sources. That's interesting cross-referencing.
What a waste of time.
It's like when we all first started shooting a lot, I guess, or whatever. Did you guys have the fear of when you first started, the explosion? Maybe you'd close your eyes or flinch really bad?
No.
No, never.
You were natural.
When I was a little kid, never was an issue. I didn't know about it.
I'd have to say
Yeah,
at 6, when I fired the 357 for the first time, there might have been some holy shit happening, but as an adult, not so much.
Yeah, I think when I used to shoot the 1022 when I was a kid, I didn't really care about I didn't have a fear of it. And shotguns, that was cool, but I think I don't know. I used to flinch a lot and stuff.
I'd definitely say that my folks laughed the first time I fired that 6-inch 357 and the first time I fired that 12-gauge shotgun. They definitely had some giggles and chuckles going on.
Yeah, but my flinch is bad, man. If I have a dud round or something and you see that, damn, I'm trying to punch the bullet out of the gun or something. But it's gotten better, my flinch. But I'm just saying, if you're reloading, just guessing, that's so exciting. You know, lots of adrenaline. Sounds like a good time.
Exactly.
See, there you go. You're training then because you're trying to get that adrenaline dump going, I guess.
It's called
Well,
rushing reloading.
I could just mix them all up. Yeah, there you go. You'll never know what you're shooting next.
If you
Yeah,
do that
147.
having one cylinder with it, you don't know what's going on. You don't even know what's going on in the batch.
Man, you're close, man. 147, it pretty much just made 40 caliber obsolete, according to the FBI. They're bonded 147 grain Spear G2 or whatever.
That's because the new breed of FBI agent coming out of college is limp wrist in the 40s.
They were like, man, I read that paper again. That's pretty cool. They were like, we think our agents are going to shoot this like twice as good.
I feel like theoretically it should be twice as good because what I've seen on YouTube and other videos or in other sources.
I'm like, look, I just told my friend,
yeah, YouTube, we're sold.
He's dying to fucking buy a Glock 27, and I'm like, dude, the recoil is like twice as much, and I'm telling you, it's not twice as effective. It's just twice the recoil. Like,
Is 24 the one that doesn't come out so often anymore? And that's the longer slide 40, is that correct?
Glocktober.
Right? Glock, ED Glock.
Glocktober, baby. No, I think it's the 24. G-Webs has one, probably two of them. Two is one is none.
Well, he's got to have one for each hand.
Yeah, that's true. I know if you ever seen the videos of Lynn Thompson from Cold Steel on YouTube, where he's got that 24 and he's got the 17L. Pretty badass. I was wondering, man, like if 40 out of that 24, right? Yeah, I think it's a 24. Pretty sure that thing is like the velocity's getting so high up there that's damn near like 10, right? 10 mil. 10 mil velocity almost. I know
I still haven't shot 40, so I'm not overly familiar with it.
The 17L was pushing 9 mil out there like fucking 357 SIG velocities. Like it was ridiculous because it's like a 6-inch
regular,
barrel.
not plus P or anything?
I think it was plus. If you use plus P, it was making 9 regular like plus P, and it was turning plus P like for feet per second. Somebody was doing testing on like a forum with a chrono. It was turning like that stuff into like 357 SIG. Like it was flying, man. And it's like an extra. A Glock 17 is what, like 4 1/4 inch barrel or something, like right under 4 1/4. And that thing's like 6 or something. 17L is ridiculous, dude. Like a 6 1/4, maybe. I forgot. My phone's charging. Or I'd look it up. But nah. I can't imagine carrying that thing. By the time you could draw that from your holster.
You should have carried it once before you got rid of it.
I should have. I shot it a bunch, and I was like, you know what? This is fucking whoever did this parkerizing should be fired.
Maybe do you think you would have kept it if you would have got the Galco Miami holster for it?
No. I think
and went all Crockett?
You'd look like a fucking like a dinosaur. It was like you'd have a fin and sticking out of your back. Yeah, someone would be like, "Did you break a rib and not know and sticking out of your shirt, your jacket?" I do want to get one of those like Columbia fishing shirts or something like that. Those like camping shirts with the and like carry Miami Galco under there like nothing fancy, and then just like rip your shirt open like step. What? How many steps is that? You know how they say like your draw is like 3 or 4 steps or whatever, like 3-stroke draw or whatever. Like that, ripping your shirt open like fucking Superman is step 1 of your draw. Like fucking
well, if you're just going to one side on one of those Columbias or whatever, you could just grip it and rip it with your left though. As you're going in, right?
Nah, I've heard him say like when he's in a
shoot it through your shirt.
Yeah, when he says when he's in a dangerous neighborhood or he's walking to his car in a dark parking lot, he unbuttons his shirt just to lets the taco meat hang out with his gold chain.
I was gonna say, is he wearing a gold chain and a hairy chest?
Hell yeah, it's like one of those ram's horns or whatever, a Coke spoon, some shit like that.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I don't know. That's some shit like my dad used to wear or shit like that. I don't know. People used to wear the horn. I don't know what the fuck that meant. It's kind of like a neck knife.
The horn is the Italian horn.
Yeah, you stab someone in the fucking eye with that thing. I think. I don't know. It's like self-defense weapon.
Did you go from polyester to something, right?
Yeah. I was a stepdad.
I don't know, but I don't think I would ever want to curb stomp anybody wearing some gaiters. You'd just ruin the shoes.
Some of those points on those shoes are deadly, though. When you used to wear the Z Cavaricci pants, and you'd have those those house shoes with the steel little metal tip on them. What were those called? Man, they weren't they were horrible.
Are you talking like Giorgio Brutini's or something?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, I don't know what you're talking about at all.
Yeah, sure.
Except they would have probably been Gerbo's instead of Cavaricci's.
Yeah, that's true. I had Gerbo's, man. I know that. But I never had those. I never had a pair of shoes like that.
Oh, me neither, dude. Those things were expensive. That and OJ ruined them for me.
Yeah, and they weren't like that. They were you could get the cheap knockoffs, they were just I don't know. Kids who used to listen to house music all the time and go to clubs and shit. They were cool.
Well,
nowadays.
Growing up in the 80s, you saw a lot of different fashion changes definitely rolling through the 80s.
Oh, hell yeah.
Started out with still wearing bell-bottoms and polyester at the beginning of the 80s, to then there's deck shoes and no socks and pastels like Miami Vice, and by the end of the 80s, you've gone through your hair metal phase, and
it went from bell-bottoms to literally folding the cuff of your pants in and then rolling it up to look like you were wearing I don't know.
Pegging your jeans almost like high water.
Tuck it in their socks.
Yeah, tucking in the back of your socks. That was super thug if you were doing that. That was not cool for the preppy kids with the boat shoes. What the fuck?
This winter I'm going back to triple fat goose.
Nice. Yeah.
What is that even? Wait a minute. I have no clue what that even means.
Do they still make jackets?
Yeah, I'm sure you could find the knockoffs.
Is that like the bubble jackets almost?
Well, one year my boss got me Canada Goose as a Christmas bonus. You ever seen Canada Goose?
Yeah.
That is what I think Triple Fat Goose was copying. But they are so official, but they're so expensive. And he got me a. Have you ever seen that movie Day After Tomorrow with Dennis Quaid and all that shit?
Yeah.
Where everything freezes because of the supercell?
Remember when they were up on the North Pole, the jacket that they're wearing with the big fur hood, and it's a 3/4. It's full of goose down or whatever. Anyway, the thing was $600, so I was like, oh shit! Thanks for my Christmas bonus.
Yeah, because you need those so much in Atlanta.
Well, no, I was up in New York, so I was freezing my ass off.
Now, see, if you ask me, that'd probably get you shot just as fast as some Jordans up there, though.
No,
DB.
but that's the thing. No one knew what the hell they were, so you were okay.
You're okay. All right.
They probably thought it was a Woolrich. They were like, "Oh, he's got a Woolrich jacket on. Leave him alone," or something. But they caught on to that Canada Goose. They're definitely They were killing people every year for Marmot. You ever heard of that? The MARMOT brand.
Yep. Definitely heard of it.
Wow, I mean,
never owned any. Heard of it.
They have one jacket that's $600 or $700, and kids get shot for them all the time in New York. And they're robbed for them. So.
You talking winter gear where I'm from originally? You're probably going to talk about some Sorels.
Oh no,
which is not gangster at all.
Maybe now. Now it might be. You never know.
So
That's
is it
true.
cooler? Is it cooler to have one of those jackets with bullet holes in it?
Oh hell yeah, no. Forget stop and frisk. That's like stop and detain, bring to hospital, check for bullet wounds.
Some ventilation.
Yeah,
You probably get warm from the goose set.
yeah. I'm just happy I'm in a place that I actually could try to carry an Uzi in the lining of my army jacket.
I was thinking of an MP7 clone in my armpit.
What movie?
Right?
Wait, what movie was that where the dude did carry the Uzi in his army jacket? Was that Wisdom or something like that? With trying to pull an edge here, but with Emilio Estevez. Who
I
was?
don't. Maybe it comes from Nas. That song. He says, "I'll sneak an Uzi on the island in the lining of my army jacket lining."
It was definitely in a movie where a dude kind of had it tucked up in his side or whatever.
Shit, that's awesome. Did you guys ever see that movie from the '80s? It's highly recommended. The Exterminator.
Man at work?
No, not Stakeout. No, Exterminator. It was incredible. It was like Death Wish, but the guy was like a
Did he have
Vietnam
like
vet.
the
Yeah, I remember.
welder
He had
mask or something like
yeah,
that?
and he had a flamethrower at the
Yes,
end. He was,
as a matter of fact, I have seen. I might even had it on VHS at one point.
oh, it was crazy. Yeah, it was just like Death Wish, except he went total flamethrower.
Do you think Charlie Bronson should have went from the 44 Magnum to the Auto Mag like he did, or were they just trying to do a little product placement for the new movie? Well, I say new movie. That was like the last Death Wish or whatever.
How
Yeah,
would he know
he
the
shouldn't have changed.
reliability, like the track record?
I don't know that he would have. You know.
Yeah, that's just like a shot in the dark, man. Like you could get that, and it's just a jam-o-matic. Didn't someone just ship it to his house in the Bronx or something? He's like,
Well, wasn't it like his buddy that was FFL or a gunsmith or something?
it was somebody breaking the law in that movie that they were like, he
Well,
was
wait,
like,
the other guy didn't the other guy have a machine gun in his closet in that one too? Like,
yeah. He kept saying, Widely's coming, right? Widely's coming. Widely's on his way. Well,
I think you are correct, sir. How come they never remade the Death Wish series, or is that, they've just made other versions of it, and not called it that?
I think the Brave one was like the female Death Wish. You ever seen that one with Jodie Foster?
Jodie Foster.
Yeah.
It was sort of like it. Let's see.
Well, I was watching Lone Survivor, and all the Taliban looked like they were wearing eye makeup.
Yeah, totally fake.
I don't know why people were saying it. I mean, it's a decent movie, I guess.
The makeup was a little too much, I think.
Yeah.
Was that the Marcus Luttrell story or something like that?
Yeah.
I
Funny
like
how
the
they
movie.
couldn't get any real Taliban for the movie. What's up with that?
Yeah, I like the movie a lot.
Well, they're crawling out of the woodwork around here. You'd think they'd be able to scare up a couple.
Oh yeah. You'd think.
Jello says he has several horns.
Oh yeah, he's like 4 or 5 of them. That's awesome. Wear them all at one time. Scare the shit out of your people at work. Your coworkers will be like, "This guy's too much. Too much Italiano."
I don't know if you are Italian. I don't know if there is such a thing. Because you're just being Italian, right?
I think it just keeps the bad vibes away or whatever, like the evil eye and shit.
There you go.
I don't know what the significance of the horn is, except maybe you tell a chick like, I'm horny. Like, check this out, I'm real horny. Yeah, the Taliban look too clean. They look way too clean. Those people don't shower like that.
The leader had like a gold turban on and like a purple, sparkly purple robe.
Like the bad guy in 300, you know?
He was that guy was definitely wearing eye makeup.
Uh, yeah, they didn't look. I don't know. They didn't look Afghani to me. They looked more Indian. They looked like they were fighting in North Dakota against
Some
Indians
some
wearing makeup.
Bollywood
Yeah.
terrorists.
Arabian Nights.
Yeah, the terrain looked really like the Northwest or some shit. But yeah, I guess who knows if that's what it looked like. But yeah, when they kept falling off the mountain sides, man, that was so crazy, man.
Yeah, like ping pong balls.
Yeah, just knowing like, all right, let's do it, let's jump. 10-4, big buddy.
Yeah, it's crazy.
That's like when a building's on fire and you're just like, fuck it, jumping out the window. You know, like that's what it looked like. Over and over again, they kept doing that.
I just watched over the past 2 days the first two Bourne movies, and apparently you don't have to jump out of the building as much as you can scale down it if you're nimble.
Oh yeah, that's not me.
Yeah, that's not me either. I'd do a good job at falling probably.
You have to take a parkour seminar at the CIA.
Did they teach that? Because yeah, these new movies, they all look like they know it.
Yeah. Like, all right, guys, this is how you're gonna get around the city.
Don't fall.
They just make them watch Brick Mansions over and over again. What was the other one? Raid? Redemption, maybe? They do that stuff?
Man, I didn't see that one or Raid 2, and I heard they were both pretty dang good.
It's basically being like Jackie Chan. That's what it is.
And was that Tony
Parkour.
Jaa in that movie or no?
Oh, what? I only seen
Oh,
Ong Bak.
Tony Jaa's the guy that was in
Ong
Wong
Bak,
Bak.
right?
Ong Bak, yeah.
No, I'm not sure. Not
Yeah, I
sure.
only seen him and Ong Bak in the second one, I think.
I saw the first Raid, and then I saw Dread. You know, the new Judge Dredd movie was like the same movie.
I heard it
And
was
then
good.
both of them are good, but yeah, the Raid was. I like Dread a lot. Raid 2 I didn't see, but I heard everyone loved it, and they said it was like as good or better than the first. I never saw any reviews or read anything that said otherwise than that. Mostly all good reviews. Shit. Ebola at Bellevue. Yeehaw.
I saw on some post today, I don't know if it was real or not, that one of the Ebola survivors got to meet the president today.
Oh, I watched it. It was video. He hugged her and kissed her, and her family was there. It was very strange, but I mean, she deserved it. It was just, I don't know if I'd get that close. It would be like, we're going to do a Google Hangout if I'm president.
Or does that tell you that there is some form of cure and he's got it?
Yeah, right. Only 5 vaccines in the world.
He's been vaccinated.
That's probably all. Yeah, I don't know. Brave of him though, because I don't know if I would do it. It hasn't been 21 days yet, has it? I mean,
Just smear Purell on your face.
yeah, right? Like you're ready to get into a fight with a chick. No, I don't know. Oh, it's disturbing to look at Governor Cuomo. He's just disturbing.
Is it the dad or the son?
The son is way more disturbing than his dad. His dad was likable in a way. They were both anti-gun, but this guy is just outrageous. He sat in like the press conference for the Ebola thing, shaking the entire time. Like he must be like rocking his leg or something.
Like, I gotta get out of here. All you fuckers are crazy.
Just nodding his head like really, really fast.
She's doing a lot of coke.
Jerk, yeah, probably he's fucking spoiled brat.
Six does say that the horn is to protect against the evil eye.
Yeah, no. I mean, I figured that much. I probably asked somebody. Doesn't work against Ebola, though.
Probably not so much.
No. Yeah, but I mean, it protects against the evil eye, and then it has a little screw top, and that's where they keep their coke in and everything. It's like a little coke.
So it's a powder horn, is what you're saying.
Yep, exactly.
It's got a spoon in it and everything.
Boom.
Little scooper.
Whoa. So, man, I'm heartbroken, man. Dano's last chat, man, was
Yeah,
Sunday.
what's up with that?
He's retired, man. He can't stand working with us, man.
We need to inspire him somehow.
He's done, dude. He
said he didn't like doing it.
I don't blame him. It seemed like a lot of work.
Well, especially when he's actually trying to do something constructive where it's an actual topic and he's done research into it and it's not something that everybody else, because you notice his chats, not everybody else was doing the same topics that he was doing either. So he was trying to find stuff out of what had already been rehashed 3 days this week or whatever, you know?
Mm-hmm. Yep. It was never about, like, what we're talking about. Like Italian horns full of coke right now.
Italian horn coke tip.
Shit.
Well, now that we have an Italian on the panel.
That's right. Mascarpone. Cannoli face.
There you go. What was it?
Pistachio ice cream guy.
What was the...
Pomoni.
Oh, there it is.
What was the
Alright,
Danny
what are we
DeVito movie? Good Guys? What was that movie from the 80s? Danny DeVito, Joe Piscopo, Thank You, Mr. Accavano.
I don't know. Tin Men? That was a classic.
No, that
Danny
was
DeVito and
Richard
who?
Dreyfuss.
Danny DeVito, good.
And Joe Piscopo, and they were kind of mob guys, but
Wise
then they
Guys. Was it Wise Guys?
was it Wise Guys? It might have been.
Possibly.
Don't touch the seat, don't touch the leather, don't fucking touch nothing. I always remember, thank you, Mr. Accavano.
I don't
Joe
think I ever saw it.
Piscopo I always thought he was like a fake Italian guy.
You know what was better than that? The movie with Joe Pesci and, what's his face? Yep, what's his face?
Got to narrow it down just a wee
Joe
bit.
Pesci and
Joe Pesci and, what the hell is that guy's name? Rodney Dangerfield.
Oh, Easy Money,
Easy Money. There.
where they live in Jersey or whatever, yeah?
Yeah.
he's like a baby photographer or some shit.
Yeah, he's a kid photographer. That's exactly. That movie was hilarious.
Yeah, that was good. I have a friend who's a photographer. I was like, hey, man, you can at least, if shit gets bad, just fucking take pictures of babies, man.
Man, children and pets, two things that are the hardest to deal with when taking photos, man. I can tell you that from personal experience.
Yeah, that horn is funny as shit.
Wait a minute, I want to see that. Hold on.
Play-Doh one or
It's like a
something.
fucking chili pepper, dude.
I had a Malachite one that would look just like this, actually. But it was obviously green, but...
That looks like the chili pepper that Robert Downey Jr. wanted to shove up Ming's ass in Natural Born Killers.
It's like the devil's tongue or his tail.
Whatever. You had it right, DB. It's like to ward off keep the evil eye from getting you.
And only some of them had a screw top. Right?
And then we had that middle finger thing. It wasn't a middle finger. It was where you put your thumb through in between your fingers. It's really weird.
Yeah, see, it's got an eye in it.
Yeah, it's crazy.
That's something else. I think that's for a lot of cultures.
Fungu, man.
To keep the evil eye away. I think I've seen, all kinds of people have something
I
to
don't
keep it away.
remember.
Well, wasn't that Ronnie James Dio's grandma or whatever was the one
No,
that taught him?
not the horns. The other one is where you put your Here, look, it's like this. Like when you put your thumb through the middle of your finger like that, that means something.
Yeah, that's kind of
That's
creepy.
the Italian. It is weird. It's kind of, I don't want to keep looking at that. Even doing it myself, it just feels weird. But I had necklaces that had those things too. The fist with the thumb through the middle. I don't know. You just get that shit from your parents. Here, wear this. Yeah, that's
think
what you do. All right.
I think after you do this, you got to take your thumb and flick your tooth.
Yes, yeah, like exactly. You're like, here, fungu. Exactly, dude. Hey, chicks dig Italian dudes. At least they used to.
Right, or maybe it was just the IROC. See,
I wish I had an IROC, man. My
Italian.
girlfriend had one. That was fun driving that around. It really fit.
What did IROC stand for? It was like Italians like riding around on coke or something. I forgot what it was.
Yeah,
It was like Italian. That's what it was. Italian retards on coke.
yeah, that's great. Yeah, that's awesome.
That's not a denial.
Nah,
Whatever, dude. It is what it is. And I lived in a small town. It still fit the bill. It was just.
Just the way it was, and we liked it because that's all we had. And
I still like the IROC. What are you talking about?
It's cool, but when it's your fucking dream car, you got to get your dreams prioritized right, man. Like that's your fucking dream car.
Well, who's to say I didn't dream about riding around on coke all the time?
You need to dream.
The 80s, my friend.
Yeah. Riding around listening to Shannon, like, just be good to me. You know what I'm saying? Fuck no, man. All that house music, like George Moran and all that shit. They used to listen to. That fucking house music. And people used to sit around messing with their gooseneck EQs, man, like driving around like the Hunchback of Notre Dame. With their EQ was like under the.
Oh yeah, there's no back seat. I got my kicker back there.
Have like the gooseneck EQ is the awesomeness, man. You changed the EQ.
Rockford Fosgate. And,
I had a Rockford Fosgate amp.
Yeah, and I actually had a Harman Kardon tape deck. That was high end. I'll tell you what, for the car, that was like $1,000 item back in the late '80s. Tape deck, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
That was when you would move the whole thing out.
I was happy with the Alpine. That was high enough.
Oh yeah, no, I got into the Alpines after that. That was the shit.
Yeah, I think I was sold like Pioneer used to make really awesome cars.
They had those. Remember, they had those. What were they called? Pioneer something 2 or 3. There's something tune, hyper tune or something weird, but they were really good.
Yeah, those were.
Where I live, we didn't have a lot. It was hard to get. It's still hard to get radio stations where I am. The closest radio station, other than the local ones, about 80 miles away. So we only get a few stations. So you definitely needed a good radio with a good tuner in it.
Yeah, I was a loser.
Was it an AccuTune or something like that?
I don't know. It was called something. They were called I'm gonna look it up. It's bugging me now.
My
I think it was
second girlfriend.
Super Tuner. I think it's called Super Tuner. Let me just check.
Like my second girlfriend, it's like the really like super hot chick or whatever. I was dating her, and she left me for a guy with a GTI with green neon lights under his fucking car, so you could see them coming like blocks away. You see this green illuminated GTI. It was like, what a fucking asshole.
Now she left you for the guy with the car, or she left you for the guy, and that happened to be what
she left me for the guy, I guess. Well, he was older, and he was a dirtbag, and he had a car. I wasn't driving, and his car had fluorescent lights like underneath the car, and it was like, oh shit.
Well, you can't even compete with that, then. You know, that's not your fault.
I didn't even have a bike.
Baby, I got a bus pass.
Yeah, I just had didn't even have that. I had some tokens.
Yeah, here it is. They were all called the Super Tuner, the Pioneer Super Tuners. They still make them.
Yeah, I get them in Crutchfield.
Yeah, Crutchfield, baby.
That's where I got mine. Got a Jeep Wrangler, an old Jeep Wrangler.
You know what? I found that if you bought a decent high end car, they finally started getting good with the factory stereos. I didn't have to change out a few of them. The one that's in the Volvo now, that's that cross country. That thing's fine. It cranks.
Yeah.
You
It
just
gets to
lack
the point now where
in the
you
big
really,
bass is where you lack. You lack in the big thump. But
yeah.
I'm beyond those days now.
Yeah, I never liked the big thump. I always liked the tight bass, like real. Just you feel it. It's tight. It's not gonna rattle. I don't understand how people would drive around with their car rattling like that.
Yeah, I'm definitely have some hearing issues because of the how loud I used to listen to the radio, though.
Yeah.
I still crank it now. Certain songs or certain CDs sound really good.
Must be getting cold where you're at, huh?
Fuck yeah. Let's see, what is it right now? We just had that nor'easter parked off the coast, so it just rained constantly for the last 3 days. It's 47 degrees right now.
Have you switched your EDC up or? No.
That.
You know, well, yeah, well, I'll be able to start carrying my 9 more than my 380 again, just because more layers, and now I don't have a problem carrying a Merce now this time of the year.
So you're gonna carry the Sig or the XD?
Nah, the XD subcompact. I don't know. The more I think about the 380, the less I think it's ever going to do anything actual damage to anybody.
I don't know, man. You shoot somebody in the face, and
I
they're
know,
gonna
and,
feel it.
and the follow-up shots are insane too. You can put like 3 on there in less than a second.
And like the size of a quarter.
Bang! Yep. And it's got that 1911 trigger, that one I got, so it's not like a freaking LCP or anything. Put some Donna Summer on, man. Bring me
Is
back.
that some
Come on.
What was that? I heard that
Come on,
song.
man.
Me? No, someone in the chat said that's what you used to drive around.
Oh, I used to 8 tracks with the Donna Summer and the Saturday Night Fever
Donna
8
Summer.
track takes. Oh yeah, Donna
Hot
Summer
stuff,
was the
dude?
shit.
Hot stuff? Or?
Yeah, have some hot stuff, babe.
Yeah, that was the shit. You remember that movie,
The
Hot
cake,
Stuff?
remember that song she did? Someone left my cake out in the rain.
Oh, no.
Oh, total classic.
I missed that. Remember that movie, Hot Stuff? With
It was
Donna?
one of her hugest hits. Oh, so funny. And it literally is, the whole song is about her. Someone left her cake out in the rain.
Didn't she have a song on the Fame, in the movie Fame?
Yeah, Fame. Yeah, I'm gonna live forever. You know, blah 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 blah.
Was that her, or was
That was Irene Cara.
Oh, Irene Cara. You're right.
I think, but she might have.
Around I thought I saw Donna Summer perform on TV recently. Whatever.
Yeah.
And then we had the Supremes and all
She's hadn't
that.
changed. She still got the same grill.
Exactly. I saw that the rewind on Palladia the other day. They had the Supremes were on there.
Yeah, Palladium's awesome channel.
They do. I like when they do like the Metal Weekend thing, and they have all the live concerts and stuff. There's some cool shit.
I like their documentaries, dude. Like I watched the one on Geffen.
Yeah.
It was awesome.
They had one on there about the Nev, that Nev equalizer. That,
Neve?
Neve with that David Gruhl bought, and
Oh yeah, he did.
that was that movie. Yeah, that was that movie they did on that. It was an awesome movie.
Rupert Neve invented this mic EQ when he was.
Several albums in the last 10 years have been recorded through it still.
You mean the one the board he bought was from probably fucking.
Yeah, he did the one that Stevie Nicks used back then,
yeah.
and then who the hell? Everybody used the board that he bought. There was only 2 boards, I think.
Oh no, yeah, well no, there was tons of boards that. I'm not sure which board we're talking about. I mean, because
This is the one that was in Music City, and there was a bunch of classic.
Yeah, I watched that one.
Yeah,
that was incredible, dude. Yeah,
that was. And then at the end, he does a collaboration. But so David Grohl was the other one that actually. I guess Bruce Springsteen did all this. Was it Bruce? Not Springsteen.
Bob Clearmountain was his guy.
Springfield. Who's the fake Bruce Springsteen? The fake one. The other Bruce. The other one that.
Rick Springfield.
Rick Springfield. Yeah, he did all his stuff on there, and I guess he dated the. It's a long story, but you saw that movie. It was a pretty cool thing.
That is so not the same thing. I'm sorry.
Yeah, he wasn't like a fake.
No, not the fake. You're right. It's just different. I don't like Bruce Springsteen. I'm not a fan. I'm a boss.
Yeah, but it's fun to have like a board like that or a piece of equipment that has history like that.
You mean you weren't born in the USA?
Dude, I was born in Jersey, Asbury Park, where he's from, and I'm still not into him.
Well, then I think technically you're allowed not to like him if you were born in Asbury Park.
Yeah, whatever. Whatever. It's just not my kind of music. I'm a metalhead. Still.
Yeah, I knew
I
some.
like regular music too, but I just do everything but country.
What was Springsteen's like biggest? Well, not biggest. What's his best album besides like fucking Born in the USA and all that shit? Like what was Thunder Road or some shit? What the fuck was it called?
So a true diehard fan was gonna name it all off for you. I'm sure there's a couple in here, believe me.
Well, like the one with Born to Run and stuff like
Born
that.
to Run. Right? That's what it was. I thought that was
He
like.
wasn't born in the USA, like one of his big ones.
Oh yeah. I think that was his classic.
Got up on the stage when he sung that song, right?
Courtney Cox.
Yeah.
Before she was who she was.
She's hot.
She's still hot.
She's all right.
Yeah,
She's
like
had some
TV.
work done, but
She reminds me of
whatever.
my sister, so I have a little bit of a hard time. So I'm like, oh yeah, that's funny.
Wait a minute, you're saying your sister looks like her?
Absolutely. I think you'd think my sister is probably better looking than her.
There you go.
Yeah, she's 47 now, and she still weighs like 112 pounds. She's had 3 kids. It's amazing. I don't know how she does it. I don't know what the deal is. Just wakes up and there she is.
She got a rich husband she wants to divorce or anything like that?
Yeah, he's an asshole. I don't know about
Half. Just keep thinking half.
Yeah, she's smart though.
Animal.
Eddie.
Eddie.
Jeez, I want to What is this now? Oh,
man.
love.
And I think Edge's topic was winter concealed carry for this evening.
Wow, that's gonna be so much fun.
I'm gonna start carrying a fucking 44 Magnum. Huh?
I'm carrying this AR pistol.
Yeah, my AR pistol
I'm gonna start calling you Charlie Bronson.
under my.
Laugh all you want.
Dirty Larry.
Laugh all you want. Follow-up shots don't concern me.
I shot through the wall and got you.
It's not important. No, things change with a jacket. You know, it gets colder. You got to think about. You know, you get to conceal more. Also, you're dealing with bad guys wearing a lot of shit.
Right. Whatever, I'll take my chances with whatever round happens to be in there at the time.
I like my bad guys wearing wife beaters. You know, I mean, not gigantic triple fat gooses.
I hope they're wearing triple fat gooses. So the feathers.
Should get feathers be puffing out all over the place. It'd be like a movie. They go shooting backwards.
Well, that was the 80s right there. The guy, the good guy has a silencer or something like that.
Oh yeah.
And then all of a sudden he's shooting the guy in the down jacket, and it's just like a pillow fight has happened or something.
Who's that from? Like The Professional?
Yeah. You see that idiot, the Coke Man, did that video the other day, and they were fucking shooting it inside the couch, and it was silencing it.
Are you serious?
Oh yeah, and it goes.
Oh shit!
Idiots. You know Coke Man, right?
Oh yeah.
Or is it Coke Man or Catfish or whatever? Yeah, I mean I still subscribe because this shit's so fucked up.
Yeah.
When he puts something out, then I gotta watch it.
He does the voice like King of the Hill or something like that.
Yeah, it's weird. It's when I'm watching that, I feel like I'm watching an actual documentary on high school killers or something. You know what I mean?
Like they're representing us.
He's like, get raped, bitch.
Get raped. I can't. But it's addicting. I can't stop watching. It's weird.
No, yeah. When he did that, I found out about that video in a forum or something because someone was like, "This guy needs to be stopped. He's making videos," and he had the stack of fucking yellow pages in his living room.
Oh yeah, just shot. Yeah. DMH on Fire did that too. I saw him. Yeah. Okay, we're gonna shoot these here bucks.
He also, Cokeman, he shot in the pool, right? He took a gun into the pool and was shooting in a fucking little pool. But it was like a baby pool. It was like one of those fucking pools you buy at Walmart.
Yeah, he was holding under diagonally and one went through or two or whatever. I think.
Yeah.
I don't know, but again,
YouTube,
they were stuffing the barrel inside the couch they were shooting, and it was definitely silencing it.
All about
They
YouTube.
they were making jokes about it too. Got tax stamp for that couch. So,
Yeah, they are the fucking bump firing wizards, man.
they really are. He just picks it up and goes, "Here, look at that."
Yeah. Nothing ever happened to that Jerry Mitchell for shooting through the pillow, right?
I don't know.
I don't think anything. You know what? He might have had a talking to by somebody, and they just never, posted it or whatever.
Publicized it.
Interesting situation there. Either way.
I mean, if the SIG brace isn't a fucking stock, how can a pillow be anything but a pillow?
Yeah.
Well, because it technically deadens the sound, right? Isn't that the whole thing? Same if you use the solvent catcher or the 2-liter or whatever.
Put anything up against the barrel when you fire the weapon.
Yeah. Well, on a high note, like I said, those SBR tax stamps are going through in like 30 days. Let's hope that the cans start doing that.
That would be awesome, dude.
Yeah, it would be. I would be so psyched to go, you can get approved in 30 to 40 days.
Yeah, I would do it then.
I'll take that, Gemtech. Thank you very much.
Anybody on the panel actually have a suppressor yet?
No.
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 Technically, I can't even own one out here.
But the SR22 I just ordered does have a threaded barrel.
I've waited a long time for guns that I've ordered, so I can do a suppressor. But
well, if they're speeding it up that fast for SBRs and AOWs, then I would imagine that electronic filing for suppressors is right there too. And there you go.
I ain't gonna lie, I would like to get an M203 for the bottom of my carbine. I ain't gonna lie. That would be pretty sweet.
Yeah, that would be interesting. Definitely interesting. Since this AR pistol is so light, that's why I'm thinking a nice little can on there as an option would be great.
That would be pretty sweet.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. I still don't see the paying for the SBR though, because this is fine.
I don't know. Underfolder would be pretty sweet, wouldn't it?
Yeah, I guess so. I guess. Then I gotta get an AK then. Come on.
I'd like an AR with a stock.
Another one.
Rather than this big brace.
See, I give so much respect to the AKs that I only have one, so that one does not hold true for the AK.
You don't need one.
I just have one. It will never break, exactly. So I got 3 ARs and 1 AK.
And you went with the 545, right?
Oh yeah, yep, 74. Hey, that's what they're currently using, man.
Mm-hmm. For the most part, but they definitely have like.
I know. I'm just trying to be different. Trying to be different. I don't got any tattoos either. Just trying to be different.
No, there's never late to never. Better late than never. I said never late to never.
You know what? It sounded the same to me. I kind of felt that.
And I'm watching TV, getting distracted by Megyn Kelly's eyes.
Yeah.
She's so
her
beautiful.
eyes.
They're icy cold.
Megyn Kelly? Who is Megyn Kelly?
Some chick on Fox.
A picture with her with a fucked up nose, man.
There's a couple chicks on the NFL Network that
Michael Jackson nose going on.
She is.
You ever watch Red Eye, DB?
I used to. There's some hot chicks on there too.
Yeah, I don't know why they're on other than ratings.
Weather Channel's got some hot chicks.
They're not funny. I like the 5 a lot, and those chicks are.
5 and 5. Yeah, there's a couple that are pretty.
Is that with SE Cup?
No, she's gone. They fired her from CNN.
I thought she was on Fox.
No, she was on CNN. They did Crossfire, and
Uh,
they just fired everybody.
I follow this chick on Facebook.
There's one of those doctors that on headline news they always bring in. She's one of the professional psychologists, and she's I don't know what her name. Oh, they're so hot. All headline news, all that is this. It's just a hangout.
Yeah, no one's
Seriously, that's all it is. They talk
They
about
know.
what they want, voice their own opinions, and then
They know no one's watching, dude. They don't
Yeah.
care. Then that fucking bitch Grace gets on there.
Oh my God, I want to watch
Nancy?
TV.
Yeah,
She drives
she's
me
on headline
up the
news. I have
wall.
to shut it off.
it's easy to change the channel when she comes on. That's for sure.
It is. She's just obnoxious. She was covering a case that I actually knew a lot about 5 years ago, and boy, she was just like, oh, and this poor single mother. I'm like, oh my God, it was a coke deal gone bad. We know it for a fact, and it was just so bad. She was just like, and then she's just sticking up for this girl, and I was like, my God, you have, get your head out of your ass.
It's like that too. Like when
A loaded Keltec? A loaded
off safety.
Keltec? Why off safety Keltec? Why would George Zimmerman need that?
Yeah, I remember that. She said, and does it have a safety? And the guy was like, yes. And she
Why
said,
would you walk around without a safety?
Yeah, she is not a nice person, and she's crazy at the exact same time.
Oh, she is a 9 out of 10.
guarantee she's got something in her purse too, like a J
Oh
frame.
my God.
With no safety on it.
You know she ain't got a Keltec in there, right?
Hell no, that's for peasants.
She uses those for earrings.
Yeah, it's like, please. No, just saying. People like that on TV, that most of them do have permits.
Hell yeah.
No matter where they live.
I'm watching Restrepo is on Nat Geo right now. Ever see that one?
No.
That Marines at camp in Afghanistan. It's a documentary about one of their guys gets killed, and they have this high mountain camp. It's pretty crazy. I think that's the name of the show. Is Camp? Let me see.
Yeah, that's it.
Camp Restrepo. Is it Camp? Let me see. No, yeah, Afghan Outpost. Restrepo. Yeah, crazy. It's not a movie, but it follows these guys for like a month, and half of them die and stuff. It's crazy. True. It's like crazy. Crazier than Lone Wolf, really. Well, not crazier, but. So you guys were asking about that earlier.
They keep pulling out. I don't know what it is, but they
It's
keep.
like they're
pulling out
defending
guys.
it because it's the high ground too. That they really don't. I mean.
Yeah, they're just trying to keep it, and it's always constantly under attack.
Exactly, daily. It's crazy.
Yeah,
Yes, I saw Lone Survivor, and I did the audio book. There were a few things in the movie that I didn't. I thought they should have done different or more, but whatever. Because when I watched the movie Lone Survivor, didn't you get the feel like he was only in that Afghan town for like a day?
Yeah.
When in reality,
a few hours.
He actually crawled 7 miles on his hands and knees, and then they found him for the Afghan village, and he was in that village for over 3 days.
And who helped him out?
That Afghan guy, that one of the.
But that really happened in the movie.
Yeah, and it was the true. That whole part's true. It's just with the way the timeline.
A good Muslim.
Yes.
All right, they do exist.
Absolutely. Well, they hate the Taliban too,
Just checking. There's a lot of demonizing in the media now.
Oh yeah, obviously.
I don't tend to follow those trends.
Yeah, they risk their lives, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because they came into the camp and they kept threatening the elders and stuff of the camp. But they had that thing called Loki or something where if you take a visitor in, you guarantee his safety with your life. But that's the Afghan way, and that's exactly what they did with him. I don't think it's called. It might not be called Loki. It's called something like that. And that's what they did with him. So they literally fought it out with the Taliban, the villagers.
That's good. And a lot of the effects, I like a lot of the visuals of the movie. Besides the Taliban looking like Arabian Nights with makeup on,
Yeah.
the rest of the effects were pretty good.
I mean, they kept it really. I mean, I just read another article on it. They made the guns were true to period, and they had 9 of them. They had 9 Mark 12s for the movie, and 4 of them were not fireable, and like 5 were operational.
2 of them were suppressed, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
The one for Mike Murphy had, and his Luttrell's. I believe it was Murphy's. Yeah. The craziest part's that whole Chinook helicopter. Boom, 16 of them got taken out, and that one RPG hit it. Crazy. It was the biggest single loss of special forces like in the history of the 2 wars.
Alright, I guess I'll end it now then on that note. Because Edge is going to start up his chat, so.
I am going to be watching that from the background here.
I don't know if
I'm just going to keep saying Italian horn, Italian horn.
Bang Bang Boogie.
Italian whore.